Talk about hooded eyes and your must-haves for hooded eyes. We're going to talk a little bit about deep set eyes also. I know not everyone has hooded eyes, but when you get to be my age, 56, things start happening. They get a little bit more droopy. Maybe you never had hooded eyes and now you do. Or it could be you're born with them like I was. So we're just going to kind of go over the anatomy of the eyelid, what it means to have hooded eyes, how to apply and get dimension in areas that you don't have it. We're going to fake people out. Sounds good, doesn't it? I'm 56. I am a mom to 4. I'm a nana to 2. And I have been doing this for about 6 years. And I love it. Never knew I had hooded eyes, but I knew that I really struggled with my eyeshadow. So I know what it's like to just see something and you try it and it doesn't work. I was all over Pinterest and I would put the colors where they had it and it was just the complete opposite of what I needed to do. So if you comment live on any part of this video, whether you're watching it live or on the replay, I will send you everything that I'm using in this video and a little bit extra. I did create you an eyeshadow palette that it's just some suggestions. You can edit the palette. You don't need to buy the whole palette because these are customizable. These pop out. So when you buy them individually and put them in a magnetic compact. So it's so good. Okay, the anatomy of a hooded eye or a deep set eye. So I'm going to be pulling on some skin on my eyelid, so don't get grossed out here. Where's my little pincher? I guess I'll do it with my fingers. Okay, hooded eyes are eyes that hang down on your eyelid. They cover on your lashes or your eyelid. This is your mobile lid. This is the lid that moves over the eyeball. This part right here hangs over top of it. For most of us, you can see very, very, very little of that mobile lid. That's a hooded eye. I have hooded, droopy eyes because if you can look here from the side, they also droop down. There's a lot of loose skin, a lot of loose skin going on here, and they're getting more wrinkly. And so that I have to alter my application also. If you have deep set eyes are eyes that are, the skin is taut, more tight, but you can see this brow bone that we can't see as hooded eyes. You can see a brow bone, the skin will go under the brow bone and in, and then the mobile eye will come out. It's more of a concaved in area. And I'll show you a little bit how to mask that also or how to apply it. So when you are doing your hooded eyes, you're going to fake people out by creating a fake crease. We don't have a crease. Like, look at this. This is all one level, basically. And we want to create a crease for people that creates a dimension and lift on our eyes. But there's a couple things that we need prior to that. We are going to use an eyebrow pen or whatever you want on your eyebrows. You have to do your eyebrows. Your eyebrows need shaped and they need filled in. And if you're like, it's really hard for me to fill mine in, that's fine. They have stamps out there if you have a hard time filling them in. I like a pen. I can't use a pencil. I don't know what it is. They look terrible. So I like a pen. This is light brown, I believe. It's NYX. Again, if you comment live, you'll get all this. This is NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. I like it just because it's forgiving. I can kind of just fill in the holes. I can create lines, and that's what I like. You need that. You need an eye primer. I've been using Sigma in the color Ignite, I believe. Sigma eye primer in the I'm going to say it's a color Ignite. You need an eye primer. If you're not using an eye primer, you're kind of wasting some of your eyeshadow, because if I put my eyeshadow on without an eye primer, first of all, it'll help, some of them can help block the oil, and it makes your eyeshadow pop, honestly. And because this has a color to it, I use this to my advantage as an actual eyeshadow, and it color corrects my eyelids. So you need that. I also use, I did not put this in the links, but it's Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the color Eden. Love this one too. If you have oilier eyelids, this one is for you. I can link that later. I'll add it to the links. Okay. What else do we need? Okay, we need good eyeshadows that have color payoff. I, like you, have bought so many eyeshadows and I get them from the store. I go to put them on and there's just no color to them. They stink. And these have high color payoff. And the ones that I suggested to you, they're my tried and true. They're the ones I reach for every single day. And they're ones that I know you're going to love. Any eye color can wear them. Okay. So let's do the brows first. I want to do them quickly because I don't want to make this too long. So let's zoom in. When you're doing your eyebrows, most of us, they go in. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we've over tweezed. I think some of us, it's just menopause. They get thinner. And so when you're doing your eyebrows, just fill them in the best that you can. Don't beat yourself up. There are stamps out there that you can put like a stencil on and stamp it in. Do what you can. Mine are microbladed about 5 years ago and they need done again. You can see that's hair. That's a little bit of microblading. It's about gone. I need to get them redone. I'm a hot mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a beginning. We're going to have a middle, which is going to have an arch, and then we're going to elongate the tail. Those are the 3 things you need to remember about eyeshadow or eyebrows. Okay. So I like to take this and right here on my nose is really not, well, it's kind of part of the equation, but right here, this beginning part of my eye where you get eye boogers, that's going to be where we want to begin the eyebrow. Now, if your eyebrows don't start to like way over in here, maybe you can't go all the way over. I understand it's hard. Just do the best that you can and don't worry about it. Then we're going to go over here and right through my pupil. See, that's where my arch is. That's where we're going to make sure we have a little bit of an arch. Some of us, our foreheads have fallen and our eyebrows really are kind of straight across. We need to lift just a little bit as much as you can to make them look good. And then we are going to elongate the tail a little bit. When you do your eyebrows, we don't want them to go down like that because when you go down like that, everything just continues to follow and it's kind of like pointing down and we don't want that. Everything I'm doing is to create lift and dimension. Everything, even with my face makeup. Okay, so this is too dark, but we're not going to worry about it. What I do is I mean, that line right there is too dark. We're just going to slowly, gently create a base. Then I'm going to flick up. And then I'm not really going to put it everywhere. I'm just going to kind of fill. Why am I leaning in? Let's zoom. I'm going to just fill in where I need it because I don't want it to look like a drawn on eyebrow. I do that sometimes. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to let it set there. That's a little dark for me, so I'm going to bring a spoolie out, okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come over here. If you don't know where to start, go straight up, leave a little mark, and that's going to be our beginning point. We're going to take this underneath, and see how I'm kind of doing it in little short motions. The reason I do that is I don't really want it to be a line, and then I fill that in like hairs. And then I just fill in the holes. This is my worst brow. And I always will say, they're going to look like sisters. They don't look like twins. These are not twins. And it's annoying. And I get it. But we just do what we can do and we don't worry about it. Just grow your bangs out and cover one. Just kidding. Okay. Then I'm going to take a spoolie. This is a Saint spoolie. It's great for traveling, all the things. And because I like it to look a little bit more sporadic, I take it like that and go through it. And if I got it too dark, I go through it a little bit more. And that's just all I do. That's the brows. Do your brows. Don't avoid your brows. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to break out a palette and we're going to work with a little bit of mattes. We're going to work with mattes. And I'm going to use one shimmer just to kind of show you what to do with the shimmer and what not to do with the shimmer. A light shimmer, not the dark shimmer, so light shimmer. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pick out a medium shade. When we pick out the medium shade, pick out whatever you want. I don't care. Pick out a medium shade that you like, medium to you. Maybe you're lighter skin than me, and a medium shade, maybe this one, chai, where chai is almost kind of light for me. Just pick out medium. I'm going to pick out basic, I think. Okay, so basic for me is just it's a taupey shade, and I love it. I use basic and lullaby so much. Okay, and I'm going to take an eyeshadow brush. You need a good brush. I'm going to take an eyeshadow brush. I didn't clean it. Eyeshadow brush. or let me give you a Saint plug here. If you got the Pilot brush, you can use the Pilot brush, but let's just do the eyeshadow. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the dense end. Hi, how are you guys doing? I'm gonna take this dense end here and I'm gonna draw on where you're gonna put it. Again, don't worry about the color. The placement is what's gonna matter right now. Okay, go like this, and I'm gonna place it above my crease. I'm gonna put on my primer. See, this primer has color correction. And don't get too much of the Sigma primer on because it will crease. Okay, I put it everywhere. And I really like a decent amount on my mobile lid because like I said, I'm going to show you a one eyeshadow look. And then we're just going to build from there. Because one eyeshadow is like a gift from God. Because it's like, I don't have to think about anything. I slap on one color. I use my primer as the other color. And I'm out the door. Okay. That's on. We're going to take this eyeshadow brush. We're going to take that dense end and I'm going to put basic. And then I'm going to show you where to put it. So as you can see, this is the hooded eye and my crease is way down here. Okay. That's where, you would think I would put it. But if I put it there, I should probably do a darker color so you can see it better. You can't see it. And that's what so many of us, it's so frustrating. It's like I just did my eyeshadow and you can't see one tiny bit of it. So I'm going to actually switch to Bird. I think you can see Bird better. Okay, Bird's just a khaki brown here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. I like to tilt my chin up and I'm going to draw on where that color needs to be. And now you can see it. That's all you need to do. So if you're super frustrated, I just took out the frustration for you. Just get it where you can see it. That's all. Okay. And I'm putting my crease color on first because I want to show you a one color look. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to tap it just a little bit into Bird. I'm going to hold it back here. And you can't swish and swash too much. If you are doing a one eyeshadow color, you can be a little bit more willy-nilly, but if you're doing two, then you're just going to make it into mud and it's all going to be one color and you're going to be like, this is stupid and I hate life. So let's take this, tilt our head up like so, and I'm going to lightly swoosh and I'm actually going to go out just a little bit. I don't want to overcomplicate this, but we're just going to go out just a little bit. If you have really crepey eyelids, we're going to tap. Hey guys, if you want any links that I'm talking about, if you comment the word live, I can get that to you. Now look at, see, my eyelid, the skin moves so bad it takes a second for it to kind of settle down after I do this. Okay, look at that. I've done almost nothing and look how good that looks. Not this one, this one. So we'll get better at it and we'll just tap it over here. We'll kind of swoosh it. We're not going to go down too low. Let me show you what that does. So just tap it around and we're going to above the crease. Placement matters. Do not go all the way to the above or to your brow. Don't go all the way up to your brow because we want that white right directly under the brow. Okay, look at that. It looks so good. It looks so good and in very little effort. Okay, I'm going to take this one too low. And I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. So we're gonna take that Bird and I'm gonna go like this because I see this where it's like do a rainbow, like a rainbow. And we keep going like this, like this, like this. And we got it way too low. Now look at that. It's not too low over here, but it's too low over here. Shoot, I forgot to put that tool in my, if you comment link or live, and you don't get a couple links, I'm going to add it on the replay. I will go add this after this live video and put it in there. So don't ever get it too low like that. Easy fix. Take your finger, take your concealer or something and clean that up and lift it. You got to do that. Okay. So I'm going to take this brush again and I'm simply going to tap it on the outer third of my eye. I'm going to go up like so. And this is where this tool is going to come in. Oh my gosh. Should I add it right now? Do you want me to add this right now? Just DM me. Okay, so we're going to take this tool right here, and we're going to go from the corner of the eye to the tail of my brow, and we're going to have eyeshadow on here, and I'm going to sweep it in, This is going to give you lift on the outside. It's going to make sure you don't go too low. And it's going to help you with your placement. See, I'm not going crazy. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm done. I have a nice lift over here. And then we're just going to soften it up a little bit. And then we're done. Okay. So, oh, yeah, I'm so worried about you not getting the tool. You guys love that tool. So let's do that on the other side. Before we come over here, I could leave that like that. It's not so bad. But let's go like this and sweep it in. A little bit on there. It's kind of hard to tell. My brush wasn't the cleanest. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't get too high. We're going to come over here and look at it, and we'll be like, okay. Sometimes I get this too far in, too far low. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not like you can't fix it. Okay, so the outer third of the eye is what we're concentrating on right now. So this could be my one eyeshadow look. That's it right there. This is too dark. That could be my one eyeshadow look and I could be done. And that I feel like is such a blessing because when it stresses you out on what colors go together and all of that, this is great. Take a medium shade, put it on with your eye primer, you're good to go. Now I want to show something right here. See how this one right here doesn't, you can't really tell, but make sure you get just a little bit in your natural crease and above it, okay? That's just, trust me on that. Okay, so that is the one eyeshadow look. We're good to go, okay? Now we're gonna start adding in a little bit more colors and we're just gonna keep it super simple. You always want lighter on the mobile lid as into the crease and they need to be enough further apart that you can tell a difference. Otherwise, again, you just have mud and it's just gonna annoy you. So when I use basic or bird, I do tend to use like cupcake or pup. Those are ones that I use, whatever you wanna do. Just make sure that they're far enough apart that you can tell a difference. So I'm gonna take the dense end again, and I'm gonna do pup right here. Pup is like, it's a cool color, cool. It's a cooler shade. Cupcake is just more of a white, has a little bit of a yellowy to it. And then we do have chai, but it might be too close to basic. Chai, and it's a warmer shade. So let's take pup right here, close your eye, and you're just gonna sweep a little bit on that mobile lid. We're gonna come in here. Now I'm gonna show you something with the shimmer. That's gonna be a trick, okay. So that's it, we're done, okay? That's 2 eyeshadow look. I'm not gonna do 3. We don't need to worry about that. If you want to do that, DM me and we'll talk about it. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a shimmer. When you do a shimmer on hooded eye, I want you to see this right here. See how this hangs down also right there? Because that here hangs over, if you put shimmer that's light, that you're putting on your mobile lid, up onto the hood right here. I've had people argue with me about this. You're gonna accent the hood. So what you're gonna do is take your finger. I find the better payoff. This is the color Drift. It's kind of like a shimmer of Cupcake, a little bit more yellowy. If you comment live, in the palette that I send you, it has Rome. Rome is a little bit more of a champagne, more subtle. This is Drift. I'm gonna pull my eye over and I'm gonna get it nowhere but right on here. So I start here, I go in, go like that, and sweep it over. And then I look. Do you see how that opens up my eye? It does make a difference. So I got a little bit right there and we'll just clean it up. I'm gonna get a little bit more on my finger. I'm gonna go like that and we're gonna get it in there. My nail gets in the way. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about when you get it too high. Okay, I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it and see, looks good. Looks like I have a crease, even though I don't. But I'm gonna take this color and I'm gonna put it up too high. And do you see what that did? Do you see how it acts? Now you're focusing on the hood, and I don't want you to do that. I want that hood to look like it's a brow bone. So just don't get it up too high. That's all. Okay, let's do this on the other side. You don't have to wear a shimmer, by the way. If you're like, nope, no, the shimmers really accent my wrinkles, then just take a color like Cupcake. Here's Cupcake on my finger. Take that color, swipe it on your mobile lid. You can even put that one on first and then go to your crease. That's totally fine. And I'm going to sweep it over like so. Okay, if you have a little bit of trouble getting it in close, just take a brush, dense, and add a little bit more. Like I'm just taking a little bit into that drift color. The reason we're putting lighter on the mobile lid is we're trying to open the eye up. We're trying to make the eye more open, less hooded, okay? So if you have deep set eyes, okay, we could be done there. That is, really it's 3 shades, but we didn't put an accent shade on the outside. Deep set eyes, if you have deep set eyes, I don't even know how to demonstrate because I so don't have deep set eyes, but where your brow bone protrudes out, you want it to kind of recede back a little bit. Take this dark color and bring it up on the protruding brow bone. And that'll just help, dark recedes, that'll help it to recede back a little bit. Okay, that's all you have to do for a deep set eye. Under your brow bone, if you got eyeshadow too high up, like the dark color, and you're like, oh no, you know, like I totally have brown going all the way up to my brows, what you want to do is take a color like Cupcake, or you can even take the Sigma brow pen or Sigma primer, and you can put just a tiny bit underneath your brow. I would use a brush. Don't use your finger. You might get it all willy-nilly all over the place. Probably better to use an eyeshadow. Or if you have a light brightener, you can put that there. But we just want a really tiny line right below the brow. If you make it too big, it really accents the whole hood. And we don't want that. And that, guys, that's it. That's all you need to know about a hooded eye. Again, if you comment live or links, I will send you the links. I'm going to go right now and add a couple of things that I forgot. Oh, no, wait. Stop. Stay here. Silk pencils. We have pencils from Saint. They just came out. We have silks and we have satins. Satins are blendable. Silks are not. Silks stay put. They are amazing for hooded eyes. I am going to use, my dog is whining. I don't know why he's whining. I'm going to use the color, what did I put? I love espresso. I love cappuccino. I love them all. If you're fairly fair, grab chai. These do not move. Let me show you. Okay. I'm going to let that set there for a second, and I'm going to put it on my eye. If you have hooded eyes, you like wearing eyeliner, get it in your lash line. The reason you want it in your lash line is it makes your lashes look thicker, and it's not going to close your eye up. The other day, I did a video. I got my black eyeliner too wide, and it just closed my eyes all up. So what you want to do is take these, get them down into the lashes, put a line right like that into the lashes, like so. These are amazing. Pick out a color you want. I personally don't think you can go wrong. It might just be preference. Like I said, the only one I haven't tried is this one on my eyes, which is caramel. I haven't tried caramel, but all the other ones, you are good to go. The chai one is too light for me. You can't really see it, but again, if you're more fair-skinned, you're good. Now watch. This is a silk pencil. It doesn't come off. It does come off when you wash your face, when you're double cleansing with an oil cleanser or micellar water. It does come off of your eyes. So don't think, oh no, I'm stuck forever. You are not stuck forever. But the satins don't bleed onto my hood either. But the silks will not bleed on your hood. If they do, I want to know why. Unless you have an oil on your lid, then maybe it would make it come off. But these, you can see this, they don't move, okay? Now the satins, the satins, which I use for bronzer and contour. Okay, that one right there. Let's let it set like it did the other ones. I use these for bronzer, contour. You can use them for eyeshadow, all the things, because they blend. We'll let her see. Okay, so that color is espresso. No, hang on. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's espresso. This is cinnamon that I just did, and that's espresso. Espresso's cooler. Cinnamon's warm. That one is brownie. Now, I'm going to watch, or I want you to watch. See what I'm saying? It can be wiped off. These silks, they're pretty amazing. So get a silk. And I do, I do have that linked in the links. But if there's anything that I missed and you comment on this live and it missed, then you just have to let me know because I do need to add this tool in. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you. We'll see you guys later. Bye.